Okay, this is it. This is the tutorial for, well, this is part one of the tutorial for the beginner route for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. First of all, if you haven't already, make sure that you've watched the video I've done on the basic tech for this game, because you'll need to know everything in that video if you're going to try and learn this route. So first of all, you want to make sure that you're on the right version of the game. This isn't the right one. You want to make sure that you're playing on 603.889. There'll be a link to the down patcher in the description, which we use to down patch our game to play on different versions. And you also want to make sure your FPS is capped to 60 and your FPS count is showing in the top left as well, otherwise your run won't be verified. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the run here. So we'll just click start new game, select the file you want. Now first of all, as soon as the game starts, there's already something you can do. So whenever you see this loading symbol in the bottom right, hold B and you can start skipping the cutscene already and it'll skip pretty much instantly. Same thing again, you see loading, hold B, skip the cutscene. Now instead of going through SpongeBob's house and collecting all the shinies, we're going to just warp straight to Patrick. We'll come back and get the closet spatula later. So we'll just warp straight to Patrick, again loading, hold B, skip all the cutscenes, and we're going to enter Jellyfish Fields. Now as soon as you enter Jellyfish, there's going to be two lag strats that we've got to do. First of all, is going to be to get the sock on top of the rock. So the lineup for this is you want to try and line yourself up in a straight line with the middle of the rock where the sock is by here. And then you'll just do a spin and then jump off the ledge, slam to be your leg strats, and you'll land on top of the rock. So then you'll collect this sock, jump down and talk to Gary. After you've finished skipping these cutscenes, you can come over to this bungee, and we're going to do a load SAS to collect the spatula. So for a load SAS, like in the video before, you just pause, load the game you want, select the file, and then press B 3 times and you'll collect the spatula and load somewhere else. So you see we've still got the spatula. Now you're going to want to come over here and do the second lag strategy, but you want to make sure you're collecting as many shinies as you can, because we'll need them to get to the sea needle. So you can kill these robots first, get them out your way, but I like to stand just to the right of this grass, this tall little grass bush by here, and aim in this general direction. This one doesn't have to be as accurate. And you'll just do a jump spin, slam, do your leg warp, and you'll end up at this gate, which you can just hit the button and open the gate. Now to collect the spatula, what we usually do to skip the spatula animation is we try and angle ourselves just above the spatula and to, well, enter the gate as well. So we spam in, for me it's RB. As soon as I jump over the spatula, click RB, and you'll collect the spatula and skip the animation. Now again, you see loading, skip the cutscene, and we're just going to go down this slide. Now we're not going to go down the normal path for this slide, we're going to go down the right path over here, and collect the sock. Again, hitting all the tikis to grab as many shiny objects as you can. And as soon as we come off the slide, we're going to go to the left a bit to open this box, because we'll need that for later. Now, next strat I'm going to show you is dilemma skip. So we've just opened the box and we're past the cutscenes. We're going to skip all the need to hit the robots, and we'll just come over here to do Patrick's dilemma skip. So you want to stand in the middle of this platform, and you're going to want to spin stall off the ledge. So you'll just spin off the ledge, and then jump, spin, jump, and as soon as you hit the edge of this platform, you're going to want to slam. So you'll spin off the ledge, jump, spin, jump, and as soon as you hit the ledge, you'll slam. So I'll just show that again, because this might be something you have to practice. It's quite easy when you get it down, but if you're just starting off, this might cause you some trouble. So just copy exactly what I'm doing. As soon as you go to the edge of the ledge, you spin off, jump, spin, jump, and then slam as soon as you hit the platform, and then collect the spatula. So now as soon as you've collected this one, we're going to warp to SpongeBob's closet and collect the spatula from there that we missed at the start. So we'll just go straight in and collect the spatula. After this we're going to warp to on top of the pineapple, which is just the sponge just outside the pineapple, and we're going to go annoy Squidward. So you just hold right, walk towards his house. Now you're going to want to try and copy my movement as much as you can in this. So you see, as soon as I enter, I skip hitting this stand. You're going to want to hit this last so you can skip the animation. So you'll hit everything else apart from that. So you'll just go around, make sure you do exactly as many jumps as I do, and it'll spawn you about here. Now what you're going to want to do is double jumps here in between both of these, like right in the middle, and then just slam to break the stand and collect the spatula, and it should skip the animation. And we'll collect the sock and leave his house. So now we're going to climb the coral just outside of his house and do a leg bash to climb the top of his ear so we can get the golden underwear, which we'll need. It just makes everything a lot easier. And then we'll jump spin over to the pineapple and collect the spatula. And then we're going to enter downtown. So again, as soon as we load in, we're going to skip the cutscenes, and we're just going to grab these 2 wheels before we do anything. And then grab the sponge ball and make our way over to Tiki's Go Boom. Now for this first stack of Tikis, all you want to do is slam the button, so you walk up to it, slam the button. But for the other 3, you're going to want to jump, bash, and then slam the button to get all these shinies. And then by the end of this, we'll have enough to enter the sea needle. So we'll just jump, bash, slam, and then we'll hit this one as well to get all these Tikis, and then just climb the statue, just copying my movement. And then just jump, spin to hit the last one, and then just carry on over this direction where the tartar sauce pot is. Now you don't want to get killed by this guy can be a bit of an annoyance, so we'll just take him out. And then climb up the side after grabbing the sock. Now this jump might cause you a bit of trouble as well, so if you mess this up, there's no like backup to it, so if you mess this up you'll just have to warp back to Tiki's Go Boom and do this again. So you'll jump off the side of this onto the Tiki, and then do jump spin jump and land on this circular platform over here. Grab that sock and jump spin to grab this wheel. And then we're going to walk in a straight line as much as you can over to this little loading zone next to this checkpoint and talk to Gary. And as soon as we finish talking to Gary, we're going to warp to learn Sandy's moves, which will spawn us as Sandy. And we're going to do the first ILH, Infinite Lasso Hover, off this platform by here. Walk off, walk back on to reset the hover, and collect this spatula by the rooftops. And then we're going to jump and enter the rooftops. And then I'm going to skip to here. So when you enter the rooftops, you'll have to talk to Larry. You'll just skip this cutscene and walk backwards. So you'll talk to Larry, walk backwards, and open this box up here. You want to make sure that box is open before you do this next part. So then you're going to want to do another Infinite Lasso Hover off this ledge. Walk off and back on the ledge to reset it. And then just copy my movement. This section isn't too bad if you just copy the movement I do here. So then you'll lasso down to grab this wheel by here. Make sure to try and avoid the shots from the tower bot, because if he hits you, you'll just go flying into the air. And you're going to want to make sure you land on this top ledge. Now this is important because for this next spatula we need to hit an invisible button. So we're going to try and line ourselves up with this invisible button, which the invisible button is in the middle of this, but obviously it's in the air. So you want to line yourself ready to kick and hit the invisible button, which is about here in the air. So you line yourself up in a straight line and kick, and then lasso down. Now if you slide down this building, it gives you a bit more downwards momentum, so you can get to the box a bit faster. And then you'll just warp through the box and jump up to this spatula. So we're going to do another load sass here. So you'll see, just before I grab it, I stop, load the game, press B 3 times, and I'll grab the spatula. As you see, I have 9. And just as we spawn in, we're going to do another Infinite Lasso Hover. And then just hover over in this direction for a bit. And we're going to jump up, hover down, grab this wheel, and then this sock up here. As soon as you grab that, we'll go down this slide. And as you see, we have the hover momentum and the slide momentum, which makes it so we can get past this area really fast. So we'll grab this wheel on the moving platform, and then we're going to want to come over here to this antenna. And you see how it's got like a downward slope. So like with the building, we can also use this to get downward momentum. So if you slow down here, and then try and hit the edge of this, and you'll start getting downward momentum. Oh, the quality was so bad. So then you'll get the downward momentum, come over here and switch to SpongeBob. Now if you're fast enough, as soon as you switch to SpongeBob you can grab the spatula and you'll skip the animation, but if you're not, it doesn't matter, it's only a couple seconds if you miss the animation skip. And then we'll enter the lighthouse and do this fight. This fight's pretty easy as long as you know the pattern. So this first one, and there's one directly underneath, we'll go 2 to the right, hit the one directly underneath, we'll go 2 to the right again, and it'll hit the one directly underneath, and then 2 to the right again, directly underneath, and then the last one is just 1 to the right, but it's a bit raised. So you'll hit this one straight away, come over here to this other Duplicatron, hit this second one, and we're going to hit this stack of tikis in the middle because we need the shinies, and then hit the last enemy, and then collect the wheel, and we can also skip this animation cutscene as well, just like we did with the first gate spatula in Jellyfish Field. So if you jump above it and then press RB to skip, to exit the lighthouse, you'll land on the spatula and it'll skip the cutscene. So just like that, you can enter it and grab the spatula. As soon as you exit the lighthouse, we're going to go over to the left on this trampoline, grab this sock on the platforms, and then just sponge ball over to the sea needle. And you see, if we've done it right, we'll have just enough shinies to enter the sea needle. If you don't have enough, it's fine, there's enemies you can kill outside. Now, we're going to do the sea needle mostly as Sandy. So as soon as we spawn in, we'll switch to Sandy. It's important to make sure that you get this checkpoint. So as soon as you spawn in, you'll get this first checkpoint, and then just come around this way. Kill any enemies in your way. But you want to make sure that after you hit that checkpoint, you avoid any other ones. So we're going to try and avoid this checkpoint by hugging the wall as much as we can. Grab this wheel in the north door. Again, trying to avoid this checkpoint, because if we do it, we're not going to be able to load sass the next spatula. Again, just maneuvering around, avoiding the checkpoint, hugging the wall. On the east door, grabbing the wheel. Again, trying to hug the wall to not grab the checkpoint. And we're going to just do a double jump, lasso, and land on this little propeller fan, so we can get over to this side. Grab the sock at the south door. If you can get a little boost off the G-Love, that'll be fine. And climb along here to the window. So you want to jump from here to the edge of this window, about by here, and then jump and kick this button. As soon as you kick the button, you're going to want to pause and do a load sass, and you'll spawn at the first checkpoint at the start. So you see, we'll do the load warp now. And you should spawn at this first checkpoint at the north door. So now we're going to do the sea needle as Sandy. And what you're going to want to do for this is you want to make sure that all of the tikis are broken before you jump off. So we'll jump down to this first one, hit these 3 tikis, jump down the second one, hit these 3 tikis, and then these 3. And now, these ones you can't break with a punch, so we need to hover until all of these tikis are destroyed. As you see, one already fell. Now we have to wait for these 2 to fall as well. As soon as they fall, we can jump off, die, and respawn. And then we've got to do this 3 times. So we've already done it once. We'll jump down, hit these 3, hit these 3, and then these 3. And then we'll jump off, wait for these 3 ones to die. Now we're going to do it one more time. Again, just the same, you hit those 3. And then those, and then you'll wait for these 3 stone ones to die before jumping off into the void. When you've done the 3rd cycle, you can just walk back and switch to SpongeBob. Talk to crabs, and collect the spatula. So now we've almost got enough to go to the Poseidon. First we're going to warp to Sandy's moves and collect the last 2 wheels. So when we spawn in, we're going to climb up here, grab the wheel on the boat, jump back to where we were, and now we're going to jump over this fence. So we're going to do a double jump and then hover and just slide through this little gap in the fence to grab the last wheel. So once we've grabbed this wheel, we're going to warp to Patrick's Dilemma, and we're going to do the ILH cave skip. So now if you grab the box at the end of the slide, which you should have, you'll be able to just jump in this box and walk straight down to the bottom. And now we're going to climb this tree to get onto this platform with the sock, and do an ILH off this platform, and make our way to this slide. So we'll go down to the slide, set the tikis that are in our way. And we're going to do a slide hover all the way to the other side of the caves. Now what you want to do in this area, there's loads of hands triggers, so you don't want to stop and you don't want to get too far away from the wall. So this whole time you just want to be hugging the wall as much as you can until you're around this corner, and then we're going to jump and start hugging the wall again, so we're around this height. If you go too high, you can just lasso and start falling down, but if not, you can carry the slide speed all the way into the caves, just copying the movement to fall down, and then we can grab this spatula. Make sure to jump into it as well, it's a bit faster because then we're just above the gate and we can hover down. And now we're going to exit the caves to get this warp for later in the run. So we'll come through here, talk to Mr. Krabs, and we're going to warp back to on top of the pineapple. So now we only need one more spatula to enter the Psydome, and we're going to get this from trading socks with Patrick. So you need 10 socks for each spatula, so you'll walk over here, just talk to Bubble Buddy, and then we'll get this last sock from Patrick, and then trade her in for a spatula. Now for this one as well, just like in a lot of other places, we can do text storage. So if you're above the spatula, you can talk to Patrick, and then skip the text and be able to move while collecting the spatula. So just like this. You'll jump above it, talk to Patrick, and then you can skip the text and you can move during the animation, and we'll move and enter the Psydome. Now this fight is relatively simple, but it can cause some trouble if you miss the cycles. So first of all, Sandy will just slam you. But now for the rest of the fight, we're going to be trying manipulating her attacks to make it a bit faster. So to manip her attacks, we're just going to walk into her and walk away, and she'll do her little chop attack. So as you see, after that first thing, so we walk into her, she does a chop, and then she does this slam, and we'll just do this for the rest of the fight. So we'll walk into her, she'll chop, and then she'll slam. Now for this first phase, we only have to do it once, but for the Patrick phase, we got to do it twice. So we got to walk into her, chop, walk into her, chop, and then she'll do a slam. And for Patrick, you have to throw her head into this area over here. So again, one chop, two chop, she'll slam, and we'll throw her head. And one more time for this cycle. And that's it for the second cycle. For the third cycle, it's just the same, but you do it as SpongeBob. So one chop, two chop, and instead we'll just bash the head this time. Relatively simple stuff.
Nice move by SpongeBob. This match is just about over.
And on that last hit, that is your 16th spatula, and that's it for part 1 of this tutorial.